is a crappy speller.
This looks like fun.
How are you both doing?
Hey,
Great. Nice to see you, Steve.
Listen, great to see the both of you. I have a million questions, but I'll just jump in. How long have you two been trying to make like a holiday film like this for like the family, but also adults can enjoy?
We love making that kind of movie. We didn't set out to make a holiday film until we heard this idea, which was pitched to us about a young kid who writes a letter to Santa Claus, but he misspells Santa and it puts Satan down and it goes to him. And he's like, oh my God, I never get letters from kids. And so he comes and visits and shenanigans ensue. So I don't know. We love the idea. And so it was that drew us in.
But this movie took forever. Like it's the easiest pitch of all time. Snakes on a plane, easy. It's, kid writing this letter saying it goes Satan. But it's a lot harder to pull off, we found out, as we were writing. This is a 10-year process of trying to get it right because we wanted it, it's PG-13, and we wanted it to appeal to like 11-year-olds and up and adults. And we wanted to have a good message, but you have Satan in there. So you got to get a Jack Black. If you don't get Jack Black, I don't know how you make this movie because he's a lovable Satan, sort of in the way, the devil in Damn Yankees was. Not that he was lovable, but he's palatable as we needed that. There's so many things that had to come together. So it took a while.
I was going to say, if Jack hadn't said, yeah, you've obviously worked with Jack before, but if he hadn't said yes, what the fuck were you going to do?
Probably not do it.
It had
I don't
to
know
be,
who else we could have gotten that would have been on a level like Jack.
maybe Bill
Jack.
Murray.
Yeah.
Maybe Bill Murray. There's only a couple people that could pull it off. But I think the perfect one was Jack because Jack has got, no matter what he does, he's always lovable. And like I said, Jack Black's going to be one of those guys. He'll be around until he's not alive anymore. He'll always be in here because he's lovable and he's a great actor. He's funny and he appeals to,
He ages like a fine wine. He really does.
Yeah.
No, but I honestly, he's fantastic in it. But it's also, like you said, he's one of those people, sort of like the way Jason Bateman can play an a-hole, but you still like him. He's one of those kind of performers.
Yeah. That's a good example. Like in what do you call it? The TV show, what was it called?
Ozark.
Modern Family?
Huh? Was it Ozark or
Ozark? Yeah. In Ozark, he's fucking killing people left and right, and you're totally behind him.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
with them.
No,
Yeah,
we're on the same page.
He's great. I love that guy.
Did you guys ever debate calling the film Dear Satan, or did the studio say no chance you're getting financing?
I think it was the other way around, to be honest.
Yeah, I think there was a
They
moment.
wanted to call it that.
Yeah, we're like, people are gonna get the wrong message. They're gonna think, I don't want to see a movie about Satan. And Satan's just a character in our Christmas story, and so it's really, we're not in no way blowing smoke up his butt, if you would, okay? And so we wanted to get away from that. So we went back to Dear Santa.
Yeah, Dear Satan to us sounded like, I would think there are large swaths of the country that aren't going to let their kids watch Dear Satan. And it is for kids, 11-year-olds and up. Not for little kids, just to be clear. 3, 4, 5, 6-year-olds should not see the movie. It's got some, spoilers in there. But we wanted, actually at one point it was called The Typo.
Yeah.
But they wanted to have
it was all about a misspelling.
Yeah.
I can understand that title, and I think the Dear Satan title is for the R-rated version, if there was ever one.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct.
It just didn't seem right to us, but actually I think it was the studio wanted it and we didn't. We pushed back.
I think it was the right move.
No, I actually agree. So one of the things that really surprised me was I was really surprised to see Post Malone in this because he's a pretty big star and you never know getting someone like that in the movie because it requires a few days of filming and they're touring. You never know. So how difficult was it to get him and what surprised you about working with him?
We were shocked that he accepted the role.
And for all the reasons you just said, that busy, those guys are in the studio or writing songs or touring or something. So we didn't think we'd get him, but he gave us 3 or 4 days of his time, came, performed, delivered. He was fantastic playing himself, and he was great in the movie, and it was so much fun. We played beer pong with him. We hung out, and man, is he a fun guy and a nice guy. So
very gracious.
Very surprised about just what a gentleman.
Yeah, like no airs, didn't come with the rock star bullshit. Just super cool.
Yeah, I've seen interviews with him and spoken to people that have worked with him, and everyone says he's the nicest guy.
Yeah.
It's strange how nice he is. It really is. It's like, oh my God. I mean, it's incredible. After I left, I was like, I should be a nicer person like him. He's so nice to every single person, and I'm not. No,
I have heard those stories.
About me or him?
No, about you. So I love talking about the editing process because it's where it all comes together. So talk a little bit about what you learned from any early friends and family screenings that impacted the finished film.
That's a good, editing's key.
I think one thing was there were too many endings. Weren't there a couple little tags at the end that weren't necessary?
There was some confusion about some things that when we showed it to an audience, they didn't quite get enough, and we had to go back and rearrange things. But that's what editing is. We know the story so well that sometimes you assume that the audience is with you, and then you hear later like, oh, I didn't understand this. Like, oh, okay, maybe that's not clear enough. So you have to go back and fix it. And there was a few of those moments in this film, but hopefully we got them right.
Can you did you end up with a lot of deleted scenes or no?
No.
No.
Couple. We don't usually have a lot. Like, we usually, there's a couple little things we'll cut here and there, but generally
filmmakers become so expensive. You do a lot of your deleting before you film.
Yeah.
Because when we made Dumb and Dumber, it was a different day and age, and we were shooting on film then, by the way, too. But our original cut was 3.5 hours long. We had a lot of deleted scenes because we were just shooting everything that we could, and that we did have a lot of deleted scenes. But now we've made enough movies to know that you got to be economical about what you shoot.
We didn't know any better than the movie Dumb and Dumber now it's 1 hour and 48 minutes. Well, we had a 3 hour and 40-minute cut, 3:40, the first assembly. And we thought, we don't know, it's our first movie. We call all our friends in, had like 50, 60 friends come and watch it and put them through that for 3 hours and 40 minutes. And our first friend, the movie ends, we step outside, we're at Ocean Avenue screening room in Santa Monica. We step outside. First guy out the door is Timmy Sheehan.
Yeah.
And Bobby goes, "What'd you think?" He goes, "The truth?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Worst movie of all time." And Bobby goes,
truth.
Bobby goes, "Fuck you." And he goes, "No, fuck you." He goes, 3 hours and 40 minutes. What the fuck are you guys thinking? They were yelling at us. They were friends. They were yelling at us. So I've never shown a movie again over 2 hours.
We wanted to know what to take out. But to take a lot out. We got it.
But by the way, you were completely right to show that long cut because you didn't know any better. And they were completely right to be so mad because they knew better. And like, what the fuck are you showing us?
We cut. Well, these people weren't in the business either. They're our friends. They weren't in the movie business, but they're like 3 hours and 40 minutes of any movie's tough. But a comedy, 3 hours and 40, and we're, we literally cut it right in half. It's like half the length of that. But I learned never to test over 2 hours that point on.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by longer assembly cuts. I like seeing longer cuts but I'm a crazy person. Listen, it's been 10 years since I believe you guys worked together. I could be wrong. Please tell me you're planning on doing something else after this.
Yes, but we, of course we are, but it hasn't really been because we did Loudermilk together.
Yeah, we did some TV. Yeah.
And we would I would write, what we started to realize after 20 years together directing movies is that we didn't need each other, two directors at that point. Kind of, we think almost, once we have a good script, we understand what we want to do. Like today, when we did Loudermilk, Bobby would direct half of them or more than half. I would direct a couple and I would write it. But when I saw them, when I'm editing the movie, I can't even remember if I directed it or he directed it. It's so exactly what I would have done. That's the truth. I can never, I'm like, who directed this? I have to look for his name. And so we kind of got a good system where we're doing that. So that's why but yes, we will definitely do something again.
Do you want to tease what it might be? Have you discussed what you might be working on?
Well, one of the things that we are working on is that one of our old movies, there's Something About Mary, we're trying to adapt to a Broadway musical right now. So it's a musical version of that. That's one thing we're doing. And, we could never rule out maybe doing another Dumb and Dumber. And today's this this year's the 30th anniversary, maybe at the 40th anniversary, just because we love Jim and Jeff so much, and we have so much fun making those that we could revisit that for sure.
And Jim wanted to call it Gum and Gummier.
Something, I would love to see it. I'm out of time. I'm just going to say I really hope this is a huge hit for you guys, and thank you for giving me your time.
Real pleasure. Very nice to meet you.